Welcome to this look at the Spectacle Island second update. Let's see what's changed, what's been fixed and what's been added. Okay then, as the thumbnail says, Spectacle Island update number 2. There are a few things I'm going to show you that have been updated by Jim. There's a few things more than I think the actual changelog says. So I'm going to show you them all. And we're going to start off here where the radar is going round. On the first update, Jim added in the switch. I'm just going to show you again, just here. So the aircraft that fly over, if they are annoying you and you don't like them, don't want them there, you can just switch that off. Like so. That is going to be more relevant in a moment when we get up to the main farm, because Jim has added in another aircraft. We've got a helicopter that flies across. Hopefully we'll get to see it. On the way up, we're going to go across the bridge and over the river section, because there's a couple of bits we're going to have a look at there as well. I'll see you there in a second for the next bit. We might just be in time, because 3 of them are actually happening as we go. The sharks have been reduced in size by 50% because Jim said they were a bit too big and they looked a bit odd. We've also got some smugglers have been added in. We're going to be able to see the shark as well. Right, so sharks are a lot smaller. And then coming under the bridge now, we've got, well, I said they were smugglers. Jim just put, you've got these guys in these boats laden with gold. I'm not sure where they're going. I'm not sure whether that amount of gold would sink that, but these have been added in, so we've got these going around every now and again. So the sharks and the smugglers. What was next? Up into the yard. Now the helicopter flies directly over the yard here, so that's why Jim put in the ability to be able to switch that off, because he did say it might be something that will annoy people. Hopefully we'll see it, but if you listen, I'm not going to get it now, am I? There's a fly. Different parts around the yard, at different times you get that fly sound, buzzing. Sometimes it's quite loud, it's not something that's ever really bothered me. But Jim did say he's had a few people that say it's annoying, it's loud, they don't like it. So, Jim has added in a bug zapper up there on the wall. If you come underneath that and press circle, you get the pop. Turns the bug zapper on, the fly sound will go away. So if it is annoying you, we can take that away entirely. I'm wondering when the helicopter's going to come over, because I don't want to go inside the building and then miss it. Anyway, inside the building, Jim has added in a load more pictures just to make it a little bit more homely. So all these things at the moment, I suppose apart from the helicopter thing, are more aesthetic, just a few odds and ends here and there around the map to make it look nicer. But what we're going to do now is get down to the ferry terminal where the grain boat is as well, because that's where some of the more significant changes have happened. I might have to cut later on to the helicopter, I think. I'm not sure how often it flies over, that's the thing. That's what we'll do. If I do manage to catch it, you will cut to that flying over now. Right then. So that's the helicopter. If we head down now to our ferry terminal and grain boats, you may notice already the grain boat is looking a little bit different. And it is, because Jim has revamped the grain boat. So it's not that kind of rusty looking boat that we had before. Oh, sorry, this boat's going across there. It's had a bit of a paint job. It's been tidied up. Deck's been cleaned up. We've got a cabin now. Lots of nice details around here. Fancy ladder as well. We enter like so, and if we have a look up here on the deck as well, flashlight and stuff, it's all very nice. We'll have a look at the operations bit as well, because I think the rocking that I had has been fixed. That shouldn't happen anymore. I'm sure Jim said the rudder now moves as well when you're turning. But there are some more significant changes with regards to this. We're going to have a look in just a second. But the silo has also been changed. A few people had said and mentioned, I think I mentioned, that would it be possible to load up the boat from other dock areas using auger wagons or conveyor belts, that kind of thing, which you absolutely can. The problem was you then couldn't overload it here off of the boat. So what Jim has done is he's changed the silo. So the silo is now no longer just put in, load up the boat and off it goes. If you bring stuff back, you can overload from the boat back into the silo and then collect from the silo, which I think is a rather significant change. So if we now go out to here, if I put wheat on board, for example, we'll stop there, 6,874 litres. So imagine we just come back into port and we've got that wheat on board. We stop there, we can now overload. If you look at the back deck, that unloads from the boat back into the silo, which is great, which means we can then unload from there. The boat itself then, does look rather nice, doesn't it? Now let's go in the water. So rudder turns now. You look at the back as well. You've got the pump pumping water out the back as well. That's been added on, and then on the exhaust stack, Jim spoke to 82 Studio. There it is, and asked, could he use his exhaust stack from the TLX? And 82 Studio said, of course you can. Jim wanted one with the little flapper on the top, so we've got a little plaque on there, 82 Studio, as a thank you for letting him use the exhaust. So that's changed. What else have we got? Oh yes, so let's back up and we'll put the boat over here. Another smuggler doing a run across, look. So we'll bring the boat up into this corner. We can still refuel. That was the other thing as well. Jim has also, I think that might be alright. Let's turn the engine off. Oh yeah, lights, hang on. Just remembered. Let's go back onto there. We now have lights on the boat, which is wonderful. But we've also got on the front, press lights again, we've got a spotlight on the front of the boat. Look, L1 and right stick. So you can go proper if you want to do the whole Jaws thing. We can go through the fog or wherever we are. We can move that around. So we have a movable spotlight on the front. That is brilliant. Love it. It's a small feature, but it's great. Nice addition. Right, so hop off of here. I know I'm kind of bouncing backwards and forwards between the different things, but I wanted to make sure I show everything. I'm looking down my list. Silo changed. Oh yeah, refueling points. That's what I was just going to talk about. So we have refueling points. So I've now put into that silo. We can take out of the silo. So we can put into it, take out of it. We can transfer to the boat, from the boat. That's been done. All very lovely. Now we've got a refueling point here. The one up at the sawmill wasn't working properly. So Jim has fixed that. If we go to our map, whiz out and whiz up. So the fuel point up here at the sawmill has been fixed, but Jim has also added in a refueling point just around the corner here up at the boat unload station. So no matter where you're going to, there should always be somewhere to refuel if you're running low. You can put fuel on the decks. I know a lot of people have thought of all different ingenious ways for the ferry itself. Now comes the next bit. So fly zapper's done, picks in house, helicopter, boat. Right, boat, we can look at in a minute. Shark, silo, refueling we've talked about. Okay, next is this little bit here. Place AJ toolbox here. Now, Jim was hoping that he could get the boat to work in the garage menu for changing its configuration if you wanted to customize it a little bit. But in doing that meant you would have to have a new save game. So Jim has come up with an alternative for this. So if we go into our menu, I think it's under tools and I want to say miscellaneous, I think. So if you come to placeables and miscellaneous, it's not in the vehicles or tools menu, it's under placeables and miscellaneous. We've now got the AJ toolbox here. Doesn't cost anything. If you come and get that, now what you have to make sure is that the disc on top, the same as when you do his houses, it needs to be kind of on here roughly we turn it around, right, so the disc needs to be showing. If the disc is showing, it will work. So you can just see the disc on there. It needs to be green, and we place it. So the toolbox has been placed, disc is facing forward. If I now click on that, okay, maybe the boat's not close enough in, hang on. Okay, I've turned the boat facing in. So to the toolbox L3, we've now got the grain boat. It tells you the value, operating hours, condition. If we go to customize, we can go to the side there. So we can go to design color, anything on that palette, so you can change the color. So I can even go MrSealyp green, that one, or the really bright one if I want to, or anything on there that you want to change your boat to make it a little bit more personal to you. You can change the color of it. Now, depending on what color you go for example, if I go for, just trying to think now. Well, I mean, I suppose if I went for white, you can't really see grain boat on the side of there. If you go down to design, you can have standard or black letters, so you can still see where it says grain boat on the side of it if you want to. That's entirely up to you. So you can come in here, change the design color, and you can change the lettering on it as well. If we come back out, I don't think we can sell it. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you can't sell it. So that's how Jim got around being able to customize the boat, was having the toolbox added in, which you place here, so you can make that a little bit more personalized for your play. I like the fact that you've even got the red left and green right boat lights as well. Just brilliant, just brilliant. So that's it for the updates. That silo option, I think, is going to make a massive difference. I like having the lights on the boat too. That's brilliant. And just the other additions as well. So that's the Spectacle Island update number 2 by Alien Jim. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.